Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So you've written into us about difficulties that you've been facing with waswas, and you're doing everything you can to try and get rid of it, but it still seems to persist. Now there are several different ways we can tackle this. We can look at it from both the psychological perspective as well as the Islamic perspective as well, and we can join these things together to inshallah help you to ease the difficulties that you're facing with this at the moment. So to begin with, looking at it from the Islamic perspective and how we can combat this. First of all, to understand that experiences of waswas are very common. Most people will go through it, if not everybody, at some point in their lives. And it doesn't matter how strong their iman is, it happens anyway. In fact, there's even several hadiths about the companions of the Prophet ﷺ where they say they experience this. So we can see, it happened to the best of people. So it wouldn't be a terrible thing that it's happening to you because everyone experiences this. And it's actually seen, as we can see from the hadith, that is seen as a sign of faith. Because the fact is, when shaitan sees you close to Allah, he doesn't like that. So of course he wants to do everything he can to take you away from that. So of course what you're going through is just a sign of your good faith, because let's face it, if your iman was not strong, then shaitan would not have any need to try and take you away from Islam, would not have any need to whisper. So if you look at it from this perspective, you can see that it's a sign of your good faith, your strong iman, that he's trying to take that away from you. So you're doing the right thing at the moment to try and keep it away by remembering Allah as much as possible, by making dhikr all the time, but you still feel like it's having an impact on you. What you can do is you can add other things into your daily practices of worship, things like remembering your morning and evening adhkar as well as adding the things that we tend to forget, the smaller du'as in everything that we do, such as every time you leave the house, every time you enter the house, every time you go to the bathroom. There are du'as for all these different things, so bring these things in as well. That's what you're doing as well. So there are other things that you can be doing on top as well to really try and help make things even stronger with regards to pushing the whispers away. But like I said, be reassured that it happens to the best of people, and it is a positive sign of strong iman. So not to worry from that side of things, but do as much as you can to try and get rid of them by with your acts of daily worship. Now obviously, like I said, adding these extra things in as well, if you're not doing them already, that is your morning and evening adhkar, will not necessarily completely get rid of the waswas that you're experiencing, but for you to understand that the reason behind why this is happening, that it's actually a sign of strong faith, it might make you feel a bit more contented and comfortable with why you're having this experience, rather than feeling terrible that it's because you're a bad person or something. Now on top of the Islamic perspective, we can add in the psychological perspective as well, which again should add extra benefit to helping you overcome this difficulty that you're facing. Now, a lot of what you speak about are very much like symptoms of anxiety. It may be that there is some kind of underlying issue that's causing you to be anxious that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your state in Islam. So if there's something that you're feeling anxious about completely aside from what you're going through now, I'd recommend seeking counselling to deal with these anxieties as well, because that could only be exacerbating your situation at the moment. You can also do things like breathing exercises as well. Breathing exercises, taking deep breaths, are a really useful way to combat the physiological signs that you experience as a result of the anxiety that you're facing. So deep breathing exercises can help to lower your blood pressure and lower your heart rate as well. So that will help to combat the physiological side of things, which can often then go on to have an impact on your psychological symptoms as well. They work hand in hand together. Another thing you can do as well is, certainly if this is a result of some other kind of ongoing anxiety, or even just anxieties related to your worship as well, is notice if there are any specific triggers that seem to set off these feelings and whispers that you're having. So you can do this by keeping a diary and noting down any time that you have these attacks of anxiety, or that you're experiencing the whispers, and notice if it happens at a particular time of day or after a particular event, And being able to recognize when this is happening, noticing some kind of pattern, will help you to establish a way to deal with this particular situation more effectively, to combat when these times occur. Another approach that you can take, it might not be effective for you, but it's worth a try, is a technique where instead of pushing the whispers away, instead of pushing these feelings away, instead actually allow yourself to have them, notice them and let them pass, rather than pushing them away. Sometimes pushing things away only draws attention to it more and makes it feel even worse. So for some people, they find it beneficial to actually just notice these feelings and just allow them to pass without giving them the attention, and the feelings just go away by themselves then. So that would be another thing that you could try if you don't find any of these other things to be working for you. So may Allah make it easy for you. May He make it easy for you to cope with the difficulties that you're facing. May He increase you in knowledge and iman and make things easier for you, inshallah.